So, a few watches this morning. 39mm new Tudor Pelagos.
I hate to be beaten, but I've broken 2 drills trying to drill the links out.
This is an older one, full set, fully stickered. It's got the serial number inside the rehort.
10k if you're going to do a Patek,
Yeah.
And then this would be 9 and 9.5.
This watch is worth...
Deep Sea Challenge, it's titanium case and it's 50mm.
It would be sacrilege after all this time to take the stickers off and wear this.
It's a 2010 watch. It says Rolex London. The gentleman's name, he worked at Rolex in London.
It's a 26mm bimetal with a white dial. The new 5811, which is in white gold.
And at the time, they got both these watches for under 10 grand.
So, a few watches this morning. First one is brand new, unworn, 2022 Starbucks 41mm Submariner, green bezel, black dial, unworn full set.
We're recycling these, eh?
Yeah.
Recycling, yeah, you know how we recycle.
Keeping it green.
The concentration on John's face is incredible.
I'm trying to figure out.
Do you have a little bit of shake on your hands at the minute, John? Is that something to do with you were out last night or?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is also 2022, very fresh date, fully stickered, bimetal Submariner, 41mm.
Where are you pulling these from? Yeah.
This is what you're gonna like, Hendo.
Don't let Hendo have now.
Am I going to like it a little bit, John, or am I going to like it a lot?
You're gonna like it a lot. I doubt you'll have seen many.
It's a G-string.
Con-
Hendo's mucky weekend in London this weekend.
Ooh.
It is old Kermit, so you might want to get that one out to compare it with.
Yeah.
So, this is an older one, full set, fully stickered. It's got the serial number inside the rehort. Very rare.
Yeah, I would like to have a little look at
fully
this.
stickered.
So, fully stickered, which is rare, is not a Fat 4. So,
Want to explain what the Fat 4 is?
so
I'm Fat Jack.
yeah,
Not a
so I'm
Fat
going to
4.
take the bezel cover off. This is a standard 4, but as John says, this is a very late with the serial number on the rehort. Very last produced watches. The last one of these that we had was from the fully stickered private collection. And this was the fastest selling watch.
And the reason that the rehort is significant is because for most of that watch's production, there was no engraving, was
No
there?
engraving. So obviously the direction that we're going were all of the watches were going to be engraved.
And that was a counterfeit measure, wasn't it? So to
it's a
make it
counterfeit
harder
measure,
to copy
but
them.
it's also I still have people ring me up and say I'm in the middle of doing my valuation for my insurance company.
Yeah.
Where do I see the number on my watch?
Yeah.
And I'll say, well, you have to take the bracelet off, which is, I always advise people, unless you know what you're doing, please don't take the bracelet
And is there
off.
a crossover where some of the watches have it on the rehort and then also on the case as well? Or is that, am I making that up?
No, there is. There's a very
still have it on the
small
case?
number.
When it's on the rehort, is it on the bracelet as well?
No, because when I can remember you giving me a watch to check, and I'm sitting and I've took the bracelet off to take the numbers, and I've got a loop out, and I'm thinking, there's no numbers on this watch. And then I obviously turned the watch round and realised I didn't need to take the bracelet off. This to me has to go into a collection. It would be sacrilege. You know, I'm a wearer. I think watches, classic cars should be owned, used, worn. But it would be sacrilege after all this time to take the stickers off and wear this. But there are people out there, I've got customers that will only have a brand new watch. One of my friends, one of our customers, loves peeling the stickers off. It's great for us because he technically buys a watch every year and he just loves sitting peeling those stickers off.
It's a niche hobby.
Yeah. So I think that is going to really, really attract some attention.
I've got quite a bit of a story with it. Apparently, it's a 2010 watch. It says Rolex London, and apparently the gentleman's name, he worked at Rolex in London, and he obviously knew what he
Tell
was
him the
doing.
name, Mr. Smith, that's what he's called.
Yeah, that's what he's called.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith,
We've got your watch.
you've got your watch.
So next, this is a watch I've probably been offered 50 or 60 of them. It's the first one I bought. It's one of the very few Tudors where the resale value is a lot higher than the RRP.
The first one that you've ever bought. Shall we give John a round of applause, everybody? Well done, John. There's not enough trades goes on in Watchtrader.
39mm new Tudor Pelagos, fully stickered, very fresh date on it as well.
From Mr. Smith.
He's got a good collection, Mr.
Oh, he's a good lad, Mr. Smith.
Here we have Day-Date 36, very good condition, 1994, factory diamond dial. And if you look at the condition of the bracelet, it's very fresh. If you look at it from the side,
It's not like John after a weekend.
Wonky.
if you look at how sort of crisp and sharp the casing is, very good condition.
One
And
more.
then we've got two watches in here. No, I haven't. We've got one.
Amiga. You're all loving Amiga.
Hey,
This
there's nothing
is-
wrong with an Amiga.
Take me to the moon.
Seamaster Chrono, quite a big watch.
Wow. It's Planet Ocean. Exhibition back. Whoever's owned the watch previously has exactly the same size wrist as me. I think Josh would be horrified.
Let's try it on the big
So
wrist.
Josh is going to try it.
Great. I think I might rock this for the weekend.
Looks about right.
Fits, doesn't it? That's how Jack wears his watches. To be it's perfect then.
Just going to recap the prices of the watches that came in this morning. So that's the Day-Date 36 with the factory diamond dial. We are selling that for £16,250. That's the bimetal Submariner, fully stickered 2022. We are retailing that for £15,450. Starbucks 2022 as well, completely unworn, and that is £15,950. 39mm new Tudor Pelagos, £4,750. The Planet Ocean Seamaster 2017, very good condition, has everything with it. That is £5,750. And my favourite, that is the 2010, the original Kermit, full set, fully stickered with everything with it. We will be listing that for £22,950. So it is.
It's a well packaged
It is.
box. Hopefully the customer's looked after his watch in the same way.
It looks like it because the box is immaculate. It's a watch that never hangs around for very long. 36mm Explorer 1, very clean and tidy watch, very
Understated
smart.
watch, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Took on consignment, it's a 2021. It appears it's got some stickers on and it's actually ready to go. Unworn, completely unworn.
What will that be available for approximately?
A little over 8,000. Probably 8,250 we will advertise it for. I'm sure if you speak to Josh, he'll be able to do you a good deal.
Always.
Let me just pop it on the wrist.
Yeah, so for those who think 36 is too small, I think it actually looks like a pretty good size.
Especially for someone like me, I haven't got a big wrist. And it goes unnoticed when it's on your wrist all day, especially if you've got a shirt on, especially if you work at a desk. It's just,
Versatile.
it doesn't get in the way.
Here at Watchtrader Co. Another busy morning. I've just opened up a little watch which we've done a YouTube on before. It created a little bit of interest. I've had 2 or 3 phone calls from customers asking if it's for sale, what's the situation, could I tell a little bit more about it. This is the watch that a client of ours inherited from his uncle. He had a photograph of him sitting in the Bahamas in 1976, the year that his uncle bought this watch. His uncle was actually wearing this watch in the photo. At some point, the watch has had water or moisture in. I've managed to save the dial as best possible. There's a tiny little bit of damage at sort of 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I've removed all of the rust from the back of the dial. I've serviced the movement, I've refurbed the watch, put a mainspring in, done a little bit of work. Customer came to collect it, and when he collected it, went to put it on, and it's quite a big bracelet. Fortunately enough, it fits me, and it's just an amazing looking watch. but the guy's got much smaller wrists than me, and I hate to be beaten, but I've broken 2 drills trying to drill the links out. Can't get the links out. Think those links have been in since 1976. I've had releasing fluid on, like I say, I've broke 2 drills. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to a jeweller friend of mine who says he's got a super duper drill and going to try and drill them out. If not, I've found a replacement bracelet. He can save that bracelet in the condition it's in. He can put another bracelet on. I've done the same with a vintage watch of mine. I've got a daily wearer bracelet and I've kept the very valuable bracelet in reserve. So an ongoing job. I mean, the fact that it fits me is probably a little bit frustrating for the owner, but I mean, just look at it on the wrist. To the grandson, this watch is probably priceless. It comes with original receipt, box and papers. This watch is worth circa £4,000 to £5,000 with this, even though slightly damaged dial, but the rarity of the colour, I would say closer to £5,000, because we have had a few people ask.
So with this, we would be like 9.5 to buy, or I can give you 10 grand on that, bro.
Well, one part
Consignment.
exchange, really.
Okay, yeah. So the price would be around like in between the consignment price and the buy price. 10k if you're gonna do a part X, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this would be 9 and 9.5. 9 to buy in part X 9.5. 9.5. So 19.5.
19.5.
Yeah.
Have you not got any Submariner here?
Yeah, we've got sub there plain black, just not 2-tone. I know you want 2-tone. This
Just want to try it one.
yeah. So this is the exact same as the 2-tone. So if you want to commit to a 2-tone, I can get one in for you, no problem.
How long?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
As long as I have deposit and I'll buy the watch for you specifically.
So I can pick it up tomorrow.
Yes, but as long as you're 100%, because I'll buy
Yeah.
one 100%.
Yeah.
Let me see the price. So you want brand new or?
Brand new.
Okay. The blue one, yeah?
Yeah. Can you get this for 20?
I can do 20. I'm giving you more than what we really want to give for them. Just, you know.
Okay.
John buys them every day for like slightly less.
I just want to.
Because with the Submariner that I'm going to get for you, we're working on very small margin, because I'm just going to get it for you and work on very small margin. So we'll only see a return when we sell these 2 watches. Yeah. Basically, you know. I can get you brand new 2022.
I don't mind losing a little bit because it's the Audemars Piguet who get.
Yeah, exactly. It's like free money.
I can't complain anymore.
We can get you brand new, 16,000, brand new, 2022.
Yeah, so I can't get it more.
So that would be our watch plus 3,500 to you.
Yeah, so
that would be the deal. Is that okay? So if I can take a deposit off you, then we'll refund it. Well, we'll just give you more tomorrow, basically.
Alright.
It's just I need some kind of security that you're definitely going to take.
Yeah.
How do you want to pay that?
How much do I need to pay?
Just £500, and then I can locate the watch, get it here tomorrow for you.
Alright, cool.
And then we'll pay you 4,000 tomorrow, rather than the 3.5.
Alright, okay.
If you know what I mean? Yeah,
sure.
Cool, bro. The blue's the best. Once you see the blue in person,
Honestly,
it's sick.
Honestly.
Have you seen one in person before?
No, I want to see one.
That's sick.
I've seen the video.
It's even better in person, like the dials. It's
Because
such a sick
my
watch.
uncle got one, but he got the black version.
The black doesn't do anything for the watch.
That's what
So
I'm
the
saying.
blue is just the sunburst dial is sick.
But I managed to convince him to sell me his Deep Sea. This
one?
2014 is unworn.
Is it a James Cameron?
Yeah.
Nice. You see, they've just brought out the new Deep Sea Challenge. It's titanium case and it's 50mm.
Really?
And it's 23 mil. Is it 23 mil torque? Absolutely crazy. Far too big. James Cameron's a nice watch. So. Okay, so if you keep that.
Alright.
So that's just to say we've got your watch basically, but you're gonna come tomorrow anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Are you just gonna? What time do I need to come?
Let me call you. So it's gonna be early afternoon.
Early afternoon.
Yeah. So it should arrive hopefully by 12 p.m. But I'm not gonna say that just in case it's late. But
I got a dentist in the morning.
okay, that's fine. Yeah. So I'll give you a call as soon as it's here. So it'll probably be late morning / early afternoon. But I'll give you a call anyway, regardless. But it'll be
everything tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna get on the phone to a few people now and try and get one straight away.
Oh,
So
that's nice. That's
yeah.
nice. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for
problem at
hooking
all.
me up.
No problem, as always.
Two watches were previously sold. It's a couple, and when you see the watches, could it be a Posh and Becks? Could it be a Matchy? Steel and gold black dialed watches. Obviously his and hers. When these were purchased about 3 years ago, the remit was they had 10 grand to spend between the two of them, and at the time they got both these watches for under 10 grand. They have been away on holiday. Her clasp was a little bit tight, wasn't keeping the best of time, so I've serviced, refurbed. I have tightened the catch up, so it's got a nice snap, and I would like to think we have been talking about an upgrade. I'm going to show them some options, possibly newer versions, or I've said if you're going to upgrade, try and go for something different. So I've suggested possibly all steel with diamonds, and for him possibly Datejust 41, something nice with a white gold bezel, maybe a really funky dial. This watch again has been serviced and refurbed, but whilst they were on holiday, the bezel came off. Now he quickly put the bezel back on, snapped it back on, and continued for the rest of his holiday. Unfortunately, he lost the bezel retaining ring and the click. But the good thing about it was he retained the bezel. I'm looking for one of these bezels at the moment for another watch, and it's like astronomical. £1,750 from Rolex because it's not on an exchange basis. I'm bidding £1,500 on used 18K sub 16613 bezel. If anybody's got one out there and they'd like to sell it to me, please get in touch.
Two potential deals we're also looking to bring in two of the new Pateks. One of them is the new 5811, which is in white gold, the new version of the 5711. Also, we'll have due the new 5990. We're in the process of trying to work out some figures. Obviously, it's fresh to the market. We don't actually have a market price for it, so we're negotiating with the client who's managed to collect the watch. And yeah, so hopefully there's two brand new Pateks.
What is the new 5990? Is it?
It's the flyback.
It's a steel blue dial.
Yeah,
It's a steel blue dial.
The blue is very much like the 5711 blue, where it's not really blue, it's more like
So originally
grey.
on steel you had a grey dial in steel, and then they released the rose with the blue dial.
Yeah.
5990 had blue dial.
No, it didn't. It had grey dial. 5990's always been grey, then it got rose gold blue, and now it's like a bluey grey colour.
5990 flyback travel time, and it has like a bluey colour dial rather than the grey. It was like a dark grey, the old one. The new one has a blue
But this is
dial.
white gold, the old one was steel.
No, this is steel.
Oh, it's
this
steel
is
as
steel
well?
as well. Yes, it's a 5991A. Very nice.
With Patek, so that'll actually be hitting the market now, because it's only just been announced, whereas with a lot of Rolex you don't see them for maybe 8 months. That's only been announced, what, 1 a month maybe?
Yeah, so
And
they're
already in the market?
Yeah, so there's a small amount in the market. So with these pieces, the first ones to hit the market take obviously the larger premium, because the private clients who's buying these watches, they want them for flex, but they want them to buy the watch because nobody else has it. So it's hard to gauge the market where it will be at. So it always seems to initially go out the starting gate at a very, very high amount for the first ones in the market. Going back to the 5711, which is the discontinued one, we also have acquired the 5711-14, which is the green dial.
Right.
Yeah, the green dial, which is discontinued, and also one of the last 5711Rs, which is the rose gold. That's a 2021 piece. So that's 4 Pateks coming into stock. So if things are pumping on Patek in Watchtrader.
Give him a phone. Give him a
Pumping
phone.
on Patek.
Give him a phone. You thought lad.
It was his mother's-in-law's watch, so he gave us a call, told him to bring it in, give you a price, came in, checked the watch over. These tend to sell very well at December time. This watch doesn't actually come with the box and papers, so approximately 1983. I'm going to take the bracelet off and get the serial, and we can double check that later on today. It's a 26mm bimetal with a white dial. No box and papers. We're going to have it polished and a service, as obviously with it being an older watch, it will need a service, and then we're going to get that shot online, and I can bet you that that's gone before Christmas. because these sell brilliant.
And if I was to ask you to source me a watch similar to that, maybe with a champagne dial, how much do you normally sell something like that for?
So we're probably looking at approximately around 4,500 with, especially with a champagne dial. The champagne dial is the more favourable dial over the white. I don't know why, but it just is like every other dial. This is probably going to be retailed at about 4,000. With the champagne, you're probably looking at more 4,500.
And then if they had papers, it would be like
a little bit more. It is, yeah, probably a little bit more with papers, 450.
What I would like to know, do Rolex keep a stock of old parts for their watches that slowly over time dwindle until there's none left? Or do they remanufacture them?
I've actually got a legal issue with a gentleman at the moment with another company. I did some work on a watch and it's a vintage sea dweller. The gentleman collected it from another retail outlet and he got home and the bezel had come off. Now, on a vintage Submariner, vintage sea dweller, the bezels just go on with friction. Right. So it's like picking your car up from the garage from service and you're having a puncture at the end of the road. It's not down to the garage that it's just been to, it's just one of them things. So the gentleman, I can only say, spat the dummy out and has sent the watch to Rolex. Rolex put a new bezel on, replaced the hands, replaced the crown, and he additionally asked to replace the clasp. He has not restored that watch. It's all with new parts. That's what Rolex do. You send your parts to Rolex. Back in the day when I started, you got a little Rolex tin back with all your parts in. They don't do that now. Rolex don't like the parts being recirculated, i.e. in the grey market on the second-hand forums. So it's becoming harder and harder to get vintage parts.
But do they remanufacture them? As in they keep making, or do they just have a storage of certain?
If you send, that watch was a 1965 Sea Dweller and the hands allegedly were damaged. What they mean by damaged hands is that they're old, they will be discoloured, they will be old. They're not damaged as in the bend or they don't work.
But then if they put new ones on, where do they get the new hands?
Well, the hands are manufactured brand new.
Oh, right,
they're virtually they're the same spec, but they're a brand new hand, brand new bezel. They still manufacture.
So they have all their old tooling and everything like that? I
presume so.
Right, okay.
It's something that fascinates me as well.
I bet you nobody really gets to see any of that side of their business.
I'd like to think that there was somewhere in the UK or somewhere in Switzerland, there's a big pile of used parts, which would be my idea of a sweet shop.